Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Truman Burbank lived the same scripted life for 30 years. Safe, predictable, comfortable. So why, when he finally discovers the truth about his world, does he look absolutely terrified? Why does the man who was dreaming of escape suddenly hesitate at the exit door? Because that's what real liberation looks like. And your brain can't tell the difference between freedom and death. Welcome to Plot Within, where we explore the hidden lessons inside the stories that shaped us. Today we are diving into why breaking free feels less like victory and more like trauma. Because Truman's story isn't just about a TV show and a few laughs. It's about every comfortable prison you have ever built for yourself. Now let's be clear about something. Truman wasn't suffering. His life was actually pretty good. Stable job, loving wife, loyal best friend, beautiful town, perfect weather. Well, in most days. Sounds familiar? The genius of Truman's prison wasn't that it was painful. It was that it was pleasant, comfortable, and safe.
You know, I'm thinking about getting out, Marlon.
Yeah? Out of what?
Out of my job. Out of Sea Haven. Off this island, out.
Out of your job? What the hell's wrong with your job? You have a great job, Truman. You have a desk job. I'd kill for a desk job.
No one was holding a gun to his head, no chains on his wrists. He could have left Sea Haven any time he wanted. Except he couldn't. They wouldn't let him. Every time he tried, the system created obstacles. His manufactured water phobia, the nuclear leak, the sudden traffic jams, the discouraging travel agent. Now that's the most insidious kind of control, when the cage is so comfortable, you forget you are in one. And how many of us live in our own Sea Haven? The job that pays well but kills your soul. The relationship that's fine but not fulfilling. The routine that keeps you safe slowly suffocates your dreams. We stay because leaving would mean uncertainty, risk, the unknown. And our brains are wired to treat the unknown as danger. But then something breaks. For Truman, it was a studio light falling from the sky. For you, it might be different. A panic attack at work, a health scare that makes you question everything. Watch what happens to Truman when his perfect world starts glitching. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't feel relieved. He becomes paranoid, anxious, obsessed. Because when your entire reality is suddenly questionable, your brain doesn't process that as freedom. It processes it as threat to survival. This is why people who discover they are in toxic relationships, for example, don't immediately feel empowered. They feel terrified. And this is why employees who realize their company is exploiting them don't feel liberated. They feel trapped between staying safe and risking everything. Liberation then isn't a moment of joy. It's a psychological earthquake. Now, do you think this sounds extreme? Tell that to the 918 people who died in Jonestown in 1978.
Gathered his followers for a final sermon.
We've had as much of this world as you're going to get. Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it.
This time, Jones served a punch spiked with cyanide. More than 900 died, 300 of them children. Jones shot himself.
Now, Jim Jones didn't start with mass suicide. He started with small acts of obedience. Skip meals, hand over paychecks, cut contact with family. Each step seemed reasonable in isolation. By the time they were drinking poison in the jungle, questioning the leader felt more dangerous than dying. Or the women in XCM who let themselves be branded like cattle. And these were not illiterates nor were they stupid. At its height, NXIVM had 700 active members, including a variety of notable students, including actors and children of the rich and powerful. They let it happen to them because the system had convinced them that questioning their growth meant staying small. They aren't weak people, they are normal humans whose reality was carefully constructed to make obedience feel safer than freedom. But you don't need to join a cult to live like you're in one. How many people do you know who have never questioned their political beliefs, their career paths, their relationship patterns, who get physically uncomfortable when their worldview is challenged? Your brain is literally treating your liberation as a life or death situation. Because for thousands of years, being cast out from the tribe meant death. Now, the most powerful moment in the Truman Show isn't when Truman escapes. It's when he reaches the edge of his world and just stops. He stands there, paralyzed, because opening that door means admitting that everything he's known, everyone he's loved, every memory he's treasured was a lie. That's the real trauma of liberation. It's not just about gaining freedom, it's about losing everything you thought was real. Think about the last time you had to make a life-changing decision. Moving cities, ending a relationship, changing careers. Even when you knew it was right, didn't part of you want to stay in the familiar misery rather than face the uncertain freedom? That's your Truman moment. Standing at the edge of your known world, terrified to step through the door you spent years looking for. But here's the most chilling part of Truman's story, and yours. The director Christoph genuinely believes he's the good guy.
What right do you have to take a baby and turn his life into some kind of mockery? Don't you ever feel guilty?
I have given Truman the chance to lead a normal life. The world, the place you live in, is the sick place. Sea Haven is the way the world should be.
When confronted about keeping Truman prisoner, he doesn't laugh maniacally. He doesn't admit to being evil. He says he's protecting Truman, giving him a better life than the real world could offer. He created a safe space, free from suffering, where Truman could be happy. Sounds familiar? Every comfortable prison has a warden who believes they are doing you a favor. The boss who says, I'm keeping you busy because I care about your growth. The partner who says, I'm just trying to protect you from getting hurt. The family who says, we just want what's best for you. They are not lying. They genuinely believe their version of your story is better than the one you would write yourself. And that's what makes breaking free so hard. You are not just escaping a prison. You are disappointing people who think they love you. You are proving that their gift to you was actually a cage. So how do you break free from people who love you into a cage? Watch Truman's final moment with Gustav. He doesn't argue. He doesn't try to convince the director he's wrong. He doesn't get angry or defensive. He simply says,
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
this is compassionate rebellion. You don't have to make them understand. You don't have to prove they are wrong. You don't have to get their permission to be free. You acknowledge their intention. They probably do think they are helping, but you choose your own story anyway. The overprotective parent gets a loving, thank you for caring, but I need to try this myself. The controlling boss gets a professional, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm moving in a different direction. The manipulative partner gets a clear, I know you think this is love, but it doesn't feel like love to me. You can honor the intention without accepting the cage, because the people who truly love you will want your authentic happiness, even if it scares them. And the ones who fight your freedom, they were loving their version of you, the version they could control. And here's what the movie teaches about trauma and liberation. You have to feel the fear and walk through anyway. Truman doesn't overcome his terror. He walks through the door terrified because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of fear. The trauma of liberation isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature. It's your psyche processing the death of your old self and the birth of your new one. And just like any birth, it's messy, painful, and completely natural. The people who successfully break free from their own Truman shows are the ones who don't feel scared. They are ones who feel scared and do it anyway. Liberation isn't about one dramatic moment. It's about 3 deliberate steps that compound over time. Let me show you exactly how this works with 3 scenarios you might recognize. First, we'll go through the framework, and I will tell you how to use the framework in 3 scenarios: work, relationship, and friends. Let's start with the framework, and there are 3 parts to it. Just remember these points for now. Step 1, notice the script. Catch yourself on autopilot. Step 2, break one small rule. Choose discomfort deliberately. Step 3, change the inputs. Feed yourself possibility instead of prison. Now let's take the example of a career you hate. Step 1, notice the script. You complain about your job every Sunday night, but Monday morning you are back at your desk, working insane hours and attending meetings that you don't really need. You've been saying just one more year for 3 years. You're following this script. Stable job equals success, even if you're dying inside. Step 2, break one small rule. Don't quit tomorrow. Instead, skip one unnecessary meeting this week. Use that hour to research something that actually interests you or plan for a course. Or set one boundary with your boss. Say no to staying late for a non-urgent project. Shake the system a bit. Now what might happen? Your boss might question you. Colleagues might act surprised. You'll feel guilty at first. That's normal. The system will test your resolve. But you will also feel something else. A tiny spark of agency. That are you reclaimed? You will remember what curiosity feels like again. Step 3, change the inputs. Stop following LinkedIn influencers who glorify the grind or the hustle culture. Start listening to podcasts about career transitions. Connect with one person doing the work that you admire. Read one article about your dream field instead of scrolling mindlessly. And what happens? Your feed will start showing you possibilities instead of just mindless hustle. You will start seeing career paths you didn't even know existed. That one connection might lead to a conversation that changes everything. Your brain will begin imagining what if instead of just what is. Let's take example 2, a toxic relationship. Step 1, notice the script. You find yourself apologizing for things that aren't your fault. You change your behavior to avoid their reactions. You have stopped sharing your real thoughts because it's easier this way. You're following the script. Keep the peace equals love. Step 2, break one small rule. Don't have the breakup conversation yet. Instead, stop apologizing when you haven't done anything wrong. Express one genuine opinion this week, even if they don't like it. Don't change your plans just to accommodate their mood. Now what will happen? They will escalate. They will guilt you, get angry, or play victim. This isn't proof you are wrong. It's proof that the system is protecting itself. You will feel scared, but also something new. You will have a newfound respect for yourself. You will remember what your own voice sounds like. Step 3, change the inputs. Stop reading articles about how to fix your relationship and start reading about healthy relationship dynamics. Spend time with friends who remind you of who you are outside this relationship. Listen to people who have successfully left toxic situations. And what might happen? You will start recognizing patterns you couldn't see before. Friends will start saying things like, I'm glad you're back. You'll begin to remember what it feels like to be yourself instead of walking on eggshells all the time. The contrast will become impossible to ignore. Now let's take the final scenario. Step 1, notice the script. You hold political, religious, or lifestyle beliefs you have never actually examined. You get defensive when they are questioned because they feel like you. You avoid conversations or content that challenges your worldview. You're following the script. My beliefs equals my identity. Step 2. Break one small rule. Don't abandon your beliefs overnight. Instead, ask one genuine question about something you've always assumed. Read one article from a perspective you usually dismiss. Have one respectful conversation with someone who disagrees with you and actually listen. What might happen? You will feel uncomfortable, maybe even betrayed by your own curiosity. Your family or community might notice and disapprove, but you will also discover something liberating. You can question ideas without losing yourself. Doubt becomes curiosity instead of threat. Step 3. Change the inputs. Stop consuming only content that confirms what you already think. Follow one person on social media who thoughtfully challenges your views. Read books from different perspectives. Surround yourself with people who make you think, not just people who make you comfortable. What might happen? Your worldview will become more nuanced, less rigid. You will start forming opinions based on evidences rather than inheritance. Some relationships might strain, but you will attract people who appreciate your growth. You will discover that strong beliefs can handle examination, the weak ones can't. Now here's the truth. Every person living an authentic life has walked through this exact process. The fear you feel isn't a stop sign. It is proof you're heading towards something real. Your Truman Show is ending the moment you decide to notice the script, break the first small rule, and change what you're feeding your mind. If this framework resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights that turn movie wisdom into life change. But most importantly, pick one of these 3 examples that hits closest to heart. Start with step 1 this week. Notice your script. That's it. Drop a comment telling me which example you're starting with, career, relationship, or beliefs. Your courage might inspire someone else to take their first step towards the exit door. Remember, the trauma of liberation isn't punishment. It's transformation. And you are stronger than you think. Thank you for watching. May the force be with you.
He said, I really want to get away from here, and by Christmas I will be gone. By Christmas you want to be gone?
Yeah, well, if
By
I was
Christmas do you want to be gone? By Christmas do you want to be
I
gone?
would ask you, could I go home to make a trip to see my people?
I have the power to send you home by Christmas, but it's not on Trans World Airlines. It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy to talk about going back when you have not been given any approval. Do you want to go home?
No.
Well, then be seated and shut your mouth and don't be in my face anymore.